Some people leave you twice, once in person and once every single day in your head. And honestly, I think second goodbyes are the hardest. Because you can delete the photos, you can block the number, you can even remove the person from your life and still wake up 3 months later with them being the first thing on your mind. You replay old conversations in your head. You remember the person they used to be. You imagine what you would say if they come back. And somewhere along the way, you realize they are no longer in your life, but they are still taking up space in it. So, today we are talking about 5 signs that it might finally be the time to let them go, and stay with me until the fifth one because I think that's the one we lie to ourselves about the most. You don't actually miss the person they are now, you miss the person they used to be. The old conversations, the little things they did, and the way they made you feel. Maybe you are holding on to them so tightly that you have forgotten to ask yourself who they actually are today. Because sometimes we are not holding on to a person, we are holding on to a memory. And a memory is easy to love. It doesn't change, it doesn't disappear, it stays exactly where you left it. People don't. So ask yourself honestly, if I met this person today, would I actually choose them? Or am I choosing a version of them that doesn't exist anymore? Because you can't build a future with someone who exists only in your memories. You're holding on to their potential. You keep thinking, maybe they will finally change. Maybe they will eventually understand. Maybe if I give them a little more time. Hope can make you hold longer than reality ever would. But ask yourself this uncomfortable question today. If they stayed exactly the same they are today, would you still choose them? Not the person you expect them to be, not the person they promised they could be, this version. If the answer is no, then you're not holding on to a relationship, you're holding on to its potential. And potential becomes dangerous when it makes you tolerate a painful reality. You have started losing yourself trying not to lose them. You have stopped saying things you actually felt. You are careful with your words. You are forgiving things you actually weren't okay with. Maybe you stopped doing the things you love because your mood started depending on whether they replied. They don't always have to make you feel smaller. Sometimes we are so scared of losing someone, we abandon ourselves before they even get a chance to do so. A relationship shouldn't make you lose yourself just to keep it alive. Now, even when we realize that we are losing ourselves, we often wait for one specific thing to happen before we allow ourselves to heal. But before we get to that, I want you to imagine something. They text you tonight saying, I miss you. Can we try again? Everything you have wanted to hear. Now ask yourself, would I be happy or would I be relieved? Relief is they finally chose me. But happiness is this relationship is actually good for me. Sometimes we don't even want the person back. We just want the rejection to be undone. Which brings us to sign number 4. You're waiting for them to give you closure. You're waiting for that one apology or explanation that will make everything make sense. You reread old messages and check their profile because somewhere inside you're still waiting for a different ending. But here's the uncomfortable truth, you may never get the explanation you deserve. Closure doesn't always come from the person who hurt you, sometimes it's accepting I don't know why it happened to me, but I don't have to keep reopening the wound just to prove it hurt. If your healing depends on them understanding your pain, you're still giving them control over your peace. And finally, sign number 5, the one we hide ourselves from the most. Holding on to them is costing you your present. You're physically here, but you're emotionally somewhere else. You keep meeting new people, but you keep comparing them to someone who isn't even there. You haven't realized how expensive that is. It costs you your peace, your confidence, and your ability to start something new. You can't really move forward if a part of you is still waiting at the door for someone to come back. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stopped letting caring cost you your life. It happens in thousand tiny decisions. You stop checking, you stop romanticizing 5 good moments, forgetting the 100 that hurt. And when a memory comes back, you stop fighting it. Instead, you say, it happened, it mattered, and I'm still moving forward. Their memory doesn't have to be a house you still live in, it can just be a place you once visited. So don't ask yourself, do I still love them? Ask yourself, who am I becoming by still holding on? The person you are afraid of losing is standing between you and the person you're trying to become. Maybe letting go isn't making them disappear. Maybe it's about finally letting yourself stay. Stay in your own life, stay present, choose yourself without needing to hate the person you once chose. If you're going through this right now, you don't have to tell me the whole story. You just have to tell me one thing you're choosing to let go of today. Be a little kinder to yourself today. I'll see you in the next one.